Good day. I'm with Gopal Gera, one of the most renowned persons in the sales industry. Not just in Bangalore, but I guess you would have heard of him somewhere and somehow. Well, Gopal actually needs no introduction because he's quite well known in corporate circles. Gopal, I believe you have over 12 years of experience in sales with ICICI?
Yes, I do. 12 years with ICICI Prudential, straight out of campus after I completed my MBA program. And there started my sales journey at the grassroots level, and then I climbed the hierarchy over a period of time.
Lovely. And when you talk about ICICI Prudential, that means you would have been into life insurances or insurance?
Yes, selling a life insurance, building a team that sells life insurance.
Isn't that one of the most challenging products that I've ever heard of?
Yeah, they say that if you can actually successfully sell life insurance, you can sell anything in the world.
Wonderful. But tell me, ICICI being a big brand name in the marketplace and having a qualitative offering, it also meant that you had an excellent product to offer your community. Then why was sales so much needed?
See, when I started in late 2002, that time ICICI Prudential wasn't a big brand. So we were out in the market actually talking largely about why ICICI Prudential against players like LIC, which were there for about 50, 60 years. So we had to introduce the company, we had to introduce the products. So we really did not find that ICICI's brand name, because it became ICICI Prudential, made it that much more easy to sell. And I think that's how it is with every brand. No matter how big the brand becomes today, it is necessary to have a good sales team.
Lovely. And when you talk about a sales team, take me one step back in terms of what does sales mean, what goes into a sale, and what are the skill sets required?
The way people look at selling and what selling actually is very different. That's why the Pareto's principle applies, where 80% of all sales is done by only 20% of the sales team within any organization. And these statistics speaks for themselves, because the way a person understands selling and the way he looks at himself in this function called selling determines his mindset, his behavior, and his results. So unless he doesn't have the right understanding of selling, he will not be able to perform consistently well. And if he is doing well, he doesn't know why he is doing well. He is guessing at it. So sales, according to me, is giving rather than getting. Most people in the market want to go and get sales. They want to acquire customers without going with the mindset of giving. Giving the customer your time, giving him attention, giving him empathy to understand what he needs, looking at his problems or challenges from his point of view, and then crafting solutions or giving him products that will help him overcome today's problem or help him reach a desired future goal. So that's what selling is.
So when you talk about selling, is that a skill which a person has really been born with, or can it be learned or acquired?
It can absolutely be learned. Even this is another myth, that we need to recruit the best salespeople in the market.
True.
The culture of every organization should be recruit people who have high willingness. Selection does play a big role, because 55% of people selling today are in the wrong profession, firstly. So out of 100 people, 55 people in every organization are in the wrong profession. 25% of them have attributes to sell, but they are selling the wrong product. And you're actually left with only 20% of the people who have high capability of selling and who can be groomed to sell. But if you don't have a culture that helps them climb up the learning curve, learn how to sell, create a sales culture, a set system that helps people to sell well, there is no design for success in any organization which doesn't implement this.
You've been in this field for years together. Can you recognize a person who has the willingness and who would really blossom in the field of selling?
Yeah, there are some key attributes that are very important to be an effective salesperson. And as I said, willingness, the energy, the enthusiasm, the passion is clearly visible through the body language, with the way a person is actually expressing himself and his thoughts. Those are first attributes that are not difficult to measure. And then once the person is on board, it's about how you get the onboarding right, how you train the person. And if a person doesn't know anything about selling, we can yet make him a sales warrior because selling is largely a science. It is a skill which can be learned and implemented.
Okay, and talking about learning, so how do you motivate a person who already has the willingness to to sell? Do they need some more motivation, intrinsic or extrinsic?
Absolutely. Like your mobile phone needs to be charged every night to really run through the day, next day. Similarly, a sales individual, as much as he is motivated in the start of the journey, he will hear more no's than yeses. He will meet more resistance than acceptance in the market. And if this is going to be the kind of experiences he will have, he is going to be looking at someone within the organization, a sales leader, a a team within the organization, someone who can give him dispassionate inputs on a regular basis, help him sharpen the axe. So he's going to start with a sharpened axe. He's going to go and cut wood. But every now and then, he needs to sharpen those selling skills. And the world in selling is changing. Customers are changing. They are more knowledgeable now. People know what they want. And knowledge is available on fingertips as much as it was not available in years before. So it's not about knowledge, it's not about information. He needs to create insight, for which there's a lot more that an organization needs to do to get people prepared at the mindset level with the right skills and the right tools to succeed out in the market.
Tell me, Gopal, I want to know something from you. You've been a sales guru. People come to you seeking advice and expertise from the experiences that you've had. Have you ever faced rejection in the past, and how have you managed that?
In fact, I've just got a video up on YouTube saying that the biggest learning and the most valuable learning that I've had is through sales that I have lost. There's a lot to learn from missed opportunities, and they teach you much more than acquiring sales in the first go. So yeah, one needs to continue to learn, and I think my entire sales approach changed from rather trying to sell a product, push my product to customers, sell them life insurance like I was doing, calling someone and say, why don't you buy life insurance? Rather than trying to sell the product, I went from understanding customers' needs better, being able to craft solutions and then address those needs by helping him solve a current challenge he's facing or a future desired state that he wants to get to. And when I shifted focus from pushing people to do something that they did not want to do, and I started to take a step back to understand what people want to do and then help them do it, I saw my premiums go up, I saw my productivity go up. I actually saw a whole new level of sales performance by shifting this focus. All of this learning happens when you actually don't succeed in selling in the first go. Otherwise, ego takes the better of you.
Talking about success and failure, we are nearing the end of July, and just yesterday we heard about a very unfortunate instance of someone from the retail industry committing suicide just because they kind of could not keep up to the sales targets and gave in due to sales pressure.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate, and this while a stray incident like this continues to get reported on an extreme basis, there are a lot of people who run away from sales because they experience such pressures within the organization. They might not commit suicide, but lakhs of them every month or every year leave sales organizations. In fact, if you see the retail industry, 100%, close to 100% of people who join the organization in terms of numbers leave. So they run on 100% attrition. All of these extreme things happen because of the sales culture. Sales culture that drives sales performance needs to be looked at, and culture is driven top down. If from the top we are focusing only on outputs, how to get numbers, the hire and fire strategy, get people in large numbers, few will succeed, others will leave, that's become the way organizations are run, unfortunately. And if they actually shift focus and say, let's select right, let's groom them well, let's train them well, let's create a culture that enables people to learn, and with that learning they will perform. They do not understand that every seed has a different capacity to grow. A grass can grow in a few days. A Chinese bamboo needs time. One needs to really give people that time, be patient. If we do not have the right culture and we are not patient with people, not only will we lose people, we will not be able to attract the right people in our organization. And that's why some organizations are finding it difficult to attract talent, because people don't want to join them.
Well, now let's take an instance where people have already been recruited. It's a well-known company, retail sector, you already have a team in place. Targets are given, agreed upon, but not met. The team is currently undergoing maybe high stress levels, depression, withdrawal symptoms, and many other limitations. What can you do now to help a company that is currently undergoing this downward transitional phase?
So it all starts with the right sales identity. If the sales identity is not corrected, if the sales mindset is not shifted, you cannot shift sales performance. I think what's lacking in an organization that's facing such difficulties with a good product and a great market out there to receive this product is the right sales identity within the team. One needs to create the right sales identity. Beyond the sales identity, one needs to create the right selling system, a process that can define how people with ordinary abilities can perform extraordinarily. So we don't need extraordinary people. We need a good process that can be measured and can be managed. If we can't measure sales, we can't manage sales. So with these organizations that have a challenge, they don't have a measurable process, a set selling system, and they are guessing at selling. They are only focusing on outputs. They don't have a culture that helps ordinary people perform extraordinarily. So what I will do is shift the mindset, which will shift the behavior, and which will open up people to the way selling is to be conducted. Second, I will put a system and a process that will define what they need to do. We will shift focus from output to managing input and process. When we shift focus from output, the pressure of selling is off, and you will actually focus on the quality of inputs and the way you are actually conducting your sales process. We buy time from an organization saying 3 to 4 months. Let us not disturb people on outputs. While outputs are important, they will continue to happen. We will shift focus to input and process. Manage this well, and you will see consistency in output.
Lovely. And before we end, any last words or words of advice to budding sales managers and people who would like to join this industry, who have the willingness, who are really genuinely interested? What would what would be your advice to them?
We've heard of 4 P's in marketing: product, price, promotion, place. Today I will give you 4 P's that I believe a good salesperson or an entrepreneur should have to succeed in this world of selling. Definitely starts with passion. If you are not passionate about sales, as much as you would like to learn how selling is done, conviction sells. If you lack that conviction, you can't be successful. Passion is what's going to drive your performance to the next level. Next is your perseverance, your perspiration, and there's no substitute to hard work. Selling is all about hard work, and in the race between hard work and luck, hard work will eventually win. Third, I would say, is persistency, and because persistency will pay. Persistency is the hard work you're ready to put. After you've got tired putting the hard work you've already put. And if one is ready to be persistent, he will see the results. The last one is patience. Sometimes in sales, you're really looking at closing a deal today, and in that urgency, in that desperation, you actually lose customers. If you're ready to be patient and work on the law of large numbers, we will see success. So these are the 4 P's that I like to leave people with.
That was really inspiring, and I think that's something for all of us to take home. Yeah. Well, I'm here with Gopal Gera. He's a sales maximizer and also a consultant. We are here at the Beehive Workspace on Residency Road. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, Sameera.
all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.